Hey guys, welcome back to my channel, and today we will be doing the story time that everyone has been asking about. The reason it took so long to make this video was because I did it the first time, but because I kept pausing in between because having to go back to work or whatever the case may be, it didn't come out the way I wanted it to be. So I decided to go ahead and record it. I hope this answers a lot of people's questions about my 3-year disappearance, my MIA, on how I disappeared, why I disappeared from high school, why I didn't graduate with a lot of you guys, and what happened after I disappeared and everything. So do you guys want to keep listening? Let's get it. Okay, so the best place to start is just where we met, because I know a lot of people are going to be asking, so where did you meet this person? This person, I'm gonna call him John Doe. So I met John Doe in 9th grade year. John Doe and I, if I'm not mistaken, I think we had cooking class together. I was more on the not so popular side. He was on the more popular side. We didn't really talk like that in the beginning because, you know, like I mentioned, he was on the popular side, I wasn't. And then little by little, you know, we started talking, you know, just as friends. I only saw him as a friend, he only saw me as a friend. And then as time went by, we started hanging out like around, I think it was 10th grade year when we started hanging out a little bit more. And we started going to 15s together because back then 15s were like the shit. Everybody would go to 15s. Like anybody who was anybody would always go to 15s. Like that was what was going on back then. Back then you really wouldn't see that much. Once in a while escapade and stuff like that, but you really didn't see, which was like a club, you didn't really see us kids go to clubs. We were going to, you know, house parties or, you know, 15s and stuff like that. So that was our thing back then. So he was always my dancing partner. So when we wanted to go ahead and go dance, we would go to 15s. And so, you know, we would always hang out. Everybody would always be like, oh my god, are y'all dating? And we would be like, no, we're just friends and stuff like that. So he was always doing his thing, I was always doing my thing and stuff like that. And when we were at parties, we would always hang out and stuff. And you know, years passed by, we were still like really good friends. We would always be around each other, always being hanging out, stuff like that. And you know, he would come around my family because, you know, he was my good friend. So when I had 15s to go to, or any family party, like he was always there as my dancing partner, stuff like that. And then, you know, I remember one particular night after a few years of knowing each other, I had just gotten out of a certain relationship, and he had asked me out, but he didn't ask me out in person. Like he waited till the end of the party to text me, and he asked me out that way. But I didn't see him like that. Like I only saw him as a friend, and that's it. So when he asked me out, I was just like, I just got out of a relationship, like I don't want to be with nobody. Like I just want, you know, like when you just get out of a relationship, you don't just want to jump into another one. Like you just want your time, you know, you want your freedom and stuff like that. So he got mad and he like cut me off. So I was like, okay, whatever, you know. And so my family, during, like, I think we stopped talking for like a month. During that whole month, he was like ignoring, like I wouldn't text him, he didn't text me, stuff like that. But my family kept asking about him, and oh, where's John Doe? Where's John Doe? Where's John Doe? And I was just like, ugh, like he's just there, like we're not talking right now, and so stuff like that. I think that's what I would say. I honestly don't remember, but I know that we weren't talking. And so after so many times of my family asking for John Doe, like, I just decided to go ahead and text him. He came over that day and we started dating. Okay, so after that, I started seeing certain things that my family started seeing more than anything. Like, for example, I was the kind of person that my parents always taught me to dress as a girl of my age. So I would wear crop tops, of course, not too short, but just a little bit to where you can kind of see my stomach, but not too much. Or I would wear shorts because, we started dating during the summer. Or I would wear skirts and stuff like that, or dresses. And so he's always met me exactly the way I dressed. So I'm just like, whatever, I'm not gonna change the way I dress because I'm dating him, So I kept dressing the way I would always dress. And keep in mind, I've been dressing this way since I was 15. I think we started dating when I was like, I don't even know, I think I was like 15. No, I was like 15 when I first started dressing like that, but I was like probably 17. It's like 17. And so, I've been used to dressing like that, like, what the fuck. And so, like, we would have, whenever I would invite him to like family parties, he would look at me and he would be like, that's too short, that you shouldn't be wearing that, this and this and that. And I'm just like, bro, I was to be like, whatever, just go change. So I would go change. My parents and my family was like, why did you go change? Oh, because he said it was too short. It's not even short, what the fuck, stuff like that. Like that was like the first red flag. But I was just like, whatever, it's not really anything. And then it started being an issue with social media. So I had to delete all my social media. After that, I couldn't talk to my friends, all because of my prior relationship that I had. Obviously, all my friends know about prior relationship. So he didn't want me to hang out with my friends anymore. He didn't want me to talk to my friends anymore, because, especially my best friends, because they were like, oh, they're gonna talk about so and so. Like, what the fuck does that mean? But whatever, like, I was just like, whatever, like, honestly, they are not gonna talk about nobody, but whatever, I'm just gonna fucking, I don't even know what I was going through, but I was just like, okay, whatever, I'm just gonna listen to you, which is stupid, but at the time I didn't think it was stupid. And then it got to the point where, like, we were always arguing, but when we were good, we were good. So I was just like, it's normal. Like, I don't know, like, I was just naive and stupid back then that I thought it was normal. And so I remember one time, me and my mom got into an argument, and I know it's over something that was so stupid, and I got mad. I just don't know what it was. I don't know if it had to do with the dishes, or with me cleaning something, or with a drawer. I don't know. I don't remember what the fuck it had to do with, but it had to do over something so stupid, so small, and I blew up. And then so we started arguing so bad, and I called John Joe to come pick me up and grab my shit, and I left. Worst mistake of my fucking life. So once I did that, and I was over there, I was good for like a few days. I was still able to talk to my family. For some reason, I didn't want to talk to my mom. Like, I still, to this day, I'm still like, what the fuck? Like, I was so stupid. Like, why didn't I want to talk to my mom? But in the beginning, I didn't want to talk to my mom. And then we started talking, like, after a few days, like, we started talking again and everything. I guess because I was like embarrassed of the stupid argument that I had with her, and I was so embarrassed that I even acted like that. So I just, you know, I didn't want to show my face. And then after that, we started talking and everything was good. And then after a few days, you know, I started having issues where he didn't even let me go to school. He didn't want me to go to school. He didn't want me to be around anyone at school because he thought that I was either gonna find out something about him that he didn't want me to find out, or someone was gonna be talking about my ex, which was stupid. But he had some obsession over my ex, and it's like, bro, like, it's my past is my past, like, what the fuck? And so he made me throw away all my shit, like all my clothes, all my shoes. He made me sell all my jewelry, all my my bracelet that I used to have with my name. He made me sell it. He made me sell my instrument that I had, my flute that I've been having for like since freaking intermediate school. What else? I think that's it. Yeah, all my purses, everything he made me throw away and sell. So I was just like, what the fuck? But whatever, you know. This is where it got worse. So every single time for some reason, his mom had him used to, you know, doing everything for him, like everything. By everything, I mean washing his clothes, ironing his clothes, or, you know, cooking for him, serving his plate, washing his plate, giving him something from the kitchen, bringing it to the living room or to his room, massaging his feet, doing this, doing that, giving him his medication. It's like he acted like a little kid, like for anything. He was a mama's boy to the biggest limit, like, and it was so fucking annoying. But he expected me to do the same. So if, for example, we were in the living room, we were watching TV, or in the room we were watching TV or whatever, he would be like, go get me some chips. If I took so long to get from point A to point B, he would get so mad. Sometimes he would just scream at me, and sometimes he would fucking slap me. After that, it got to the point where he would hit me more and more and more. And if something wasn't done a certain way, he would hit me. He would compare me to his exes. He would say, this person was better than you. This other person was better than you. Stuff like that. It got to the point where he brought my self-esteem so low because he made me feel like I wasn't shit. After all of that, it got worse. He started trying to compare himself to my ex, and he would ask me certain questions like, who's bigger and who was better and this and that, like stuff like that, comparing himself in a sick, like, retarded way. And obviously, like, as a girl, you're just like, what the fuck? Like, who the fuck likes comparing? Like, obviously, if you get with somebody else, it's because you're trying to get with somebody better, not with somebody worse. Like, so what makes you think that if I'm with you, it's because you're worse than the person I was previously with? Like, the fuck? Like, what can think, right? Like, that's what a normal person would think. But no, this idiot actually thought that you downgrade instead of upgrading. But whatever. He's the dumbass. And if I would be like, I don't want to answer that shit. Like, who wants to answer that shit? And if I don't want to answer it, me golpeaba, like, bad, to the point where, like, my face would be red, my face would be purple, my face would be swollen, my lip would be busted, all of that. Obviously, I had no pictures of all of that, so, you know, I couldn't do anything about it. His family knew, his mom would know, his dad would know, his sisters would know. Nobody would call the cops. I mean, usually a normal person would call the cops when, you know, there's violence involved. These people were so sick, they honestly, in a way, didn't give a fuck. I've slept in a bathtub hiding from him in his sister's bedroom and his sister's bathroom. I've had to lock myself in their bathroom. I've had to lock myself in a tool room, in a boiler room. It's a little, I don't know if y'all seen, like little tiny little space, and it's just like a little huequito, and the boiler's in there. Like, it's not even a big ass boiler room, it's like a little tiny ass boiler room. I squeezed myself in there, and like I had to a little tired from him because I couldn't escape. When I had finally decided to leave, and I finally got to leave, it was the day after my sister's 15. So after my sister's 15 and I decided to leave, what's it called, I went and I moved in with my uncles in New Mexico. He went all the way over there just to go grab my ass. I was so scared. I was just like, well, I mean, there's nothing I can do. Like, I don't want them to hurt my uncles. I don't want them to do anything to them. I don't want them to do anything to my family. So I'm just gonna go with him for the sake of them and for the sake of the fact that I'd rather save them than save myself. I had nothing to lose except my family. So I didn't want to lose them. So I left with him. After that, you know, everything kept being the same. He still kept beating on me. He still kept hurting me. He still kept calling me names. He still kept doing all of that. This guy has grabbed gasoline to try and burn me out and catch me on fire. This guy has tried throwing knives at me. We've had to hide the knives from him. He's dragged me down wooden stairs. He's banged my head, against tile. He's kicked me with steel-toe boots. He's done anything that you can imagine. He's done it all. After, like, around 2016, if I'm not mistaken, like around October, I found out I was pregnant. I was scared. I was crying because at that point, when you've been mistreated so long and all you want to do is leave, being pregnant is the worst thing that can happen to you. And the worst thing and I feel more bad for my daughter than anything, because she was gonna have such a worse dad. She was gonna have a dad as bad as him, and I didn't want that. When he found out that I was pregnant, in the beginning he was happy the first day, the first hours. Then he went into the room with his sisters. His sisters convinced him that abortion was the best way to go. I was against abortion. I don't like abortions. I feel like the baby they have no fault in being in this world. Simple as that. I was on birth control at that time, so I had no way that in my head, I thought that I would be able to get pregnant. But I did. I had been on that birth control for 3 years, and somehow I ended up pregnant. So I stayed pregnant for 13 weeks. During those 13 weeks, I went through hell. I went through him beating on me all the time because they wanted me to take some teas that apparently his sister had taken before. And it's to miscarry or have a house abortion, something like that. And so it's some herbs that help when you're trying to abort. They would brew them and they would say that I had to take them. So when they weren't looking, I would throw them down the toilet and act like I took them, or, you know, pretend like I would drink it and throw it somewhere, you know, stuff like that. So they were like, why isn't it working? Why isn't it working? I'd be like, I don't know, like I'm taking them, but they're not working. And in reality, I wasn't taking them. Before I had the abortion, like he made me drink that tea twice in front of him. And when I drank it the first time, I threw it all up. All of it. And he beat on me. He hit me because I threw it up. The second time I drank it and I was about to throw up, he beat on me because I almost threw up. He said that he was gonna find any way for me not to have that baby. He forced me to carry heavy things. If I didn't carry heavy things, he would hit on me. He made me help him with like the bed liner thing on the back of a truck, and so that way I could smell all the chemicals and it could be bad for the baby. And if I wasn't there with him, he hit on me. He made me do a lot of things that got to the point where I was, and I was just like, okay, you know what, it's gonna get worse from this. Like, he hit me so bad one time with his steel toe boots, and I actually have marks on my legs. I can't show you guys right now, but I have marks on my legs of when he beat on me with his steel toe boots till this day, and it's been a few years now. So it was to the point where I was like, I have to do it before it's my life, her life, or maybe even both of our lives. So I was just like, I can't. So I decided to go for the abortion. The day before the abortion, I remember he didn't want to come inside the room with me. He made me sign the papers in front of him, so obviously I couldn't put out or anything like that. With the procedure, okay, so once I got into the room, you know, I saw her heartbeat. I heard her heartbeat. I saw her moving. She was so strong. She was so active. It broke my heart because it was gonna be the last time that I was gonna see her. It gives me to fucking talk about her. When I was there, they told me it was gonna be a girl. I got ultrasound pictures. We went home. The next day was gonna be the procedure. I went home and those bastards took my daughter's ultrasound pictures, so I no longer have them. It killed me not to be able to have those pictures because it was the last thing. Sorry. I promise I wouldn't cry. But it was the last things that I had of her. The next day, I went to procedure. They gave me a pill that made me start contracting. It was like if I was in actual full-on labor. And so after that, once they gave you a pill, they make you sit there for a few hours to start contracting, like if you were actually like in full-on labor, so your pelvis can open up and everything. And they then take you to another room, so that way they can go ahead and start the procedure. They start by putting you on a table. It's kind of like a metal table, and they inject you with like to numb you. Then after that, it's like if you're like very drunk, something like that. After that, so after that they stick a like kind of like a vacuum tube, but a metal one, down there to suck everything out, your baby, everything out. And they put it on a glass like jar, and I didn't want to see my baby like that, so I did it. And after that, they leave you in a room for a little bit just to see how you're gonna react, everything, the bleeding, all of that. Because if you start bleeding a lot, they send you straight to the hospital to spew some blood into you. So all of that happened. They let me go home, and as soon as I got home, they usually tell you not to do a lot of heavy stuff. Don't go straight back to your normal routine right away because of the bleeding. John Doe didn't give a fuck. He made me do the heaviest shit ever. He made me do the todo, like if I was perfectly fine. His sister, the smallest one, que ni está tan chiquita, but she decided one day just to fucking hurt me, and I won't forget those words. It's a good thing you had the abortion because you weren't made to be a mother. Así como eres tú, que bueno that you're not that you don't have that baby. It's alright, bitch. Karma's a bitch, and karma's gonna get you back. And that happened, and I was like, whatever, you know, shit happens. After a while, I finally got to go ahead and make a fake profile, a fake Facebook on the secret tab on, you know, on my Android that I had. And so I made a fake Facebook called Lucy something. I can't remember the last name. And yeah, like I used a fake name. I think I used Lucy something. And so after I made the fake profile, I got in contact with my cousins, and that particular cousin didn't help me. So I got in contact with another cousin. She didn't think about it twice. She was just like, okay, what day, what time, how we're gonna do this. So I waited and I looked at their routine that they had like every day to see exactly when would be the perfect time. So I told her time, I told her date, and so as soon as John Joe left, what's it called? John Doe left to work, and I made sure that I didn't lock the gate. I had, since I was doing sewing on all of that at that time, I made my own duffel bag. I stuck everything, important papers, my clothes, my shoes, everything. And I didn't bother putting on shoes. I just grabbed my bag and I was running. I opened the gate and I ran out. We threw the bag in the back of the truck. I got in the truck. She came with kids and everything. And we went, and we got the phone and we threw it in the lake. It was close to the house. And then we left. Thankfully, I didn't see that motherfucker till the day of court. I decided to see if I can get a restraining order. I told them my story, and because of the fact that I didn't have proof but the marks on my legs and that was it, they denied me. But I remember his reaction. He, as soon as the judge told him, are you okay with going through with this restraining order? If you are, we're done here, like we don't have nothing else to do. He's like, for how long? 2 years. Oh no, I'm not okay with that. Why? I don't know. Until this day, I still don't know. But you know, that happened. That was the last time I ever saw his face. His parents, on the other hand, they still stalk me once in a while. The last time I saw his dad was, I was getting on the freeway to go to work, and it was raining, starting to rain, and he literally put down his window just so he can see that I can see him. And that was it. That was the last time. And it was not that long ago. It was a few weeks ago. Prior to that, the last time I saw both of them, the mom and the dad, was when I was 8 months pregnant. We were at my local little like convenience store, and I was with one of my best friends, and we were just there with her daughter. We were getting snacks, and then all of a sudden, I guess they recognized the Tahoe, so they like stopped. They got off, and she started talking shit to me during the whole store. Like, I was like walking, trying to get away from her. I was 8 months pregnant. Like, what did you expect? Like, you're really gonna talk shit to a girl that's 8 months pregnant? Like, the fuck's wrong with you? Like, are you that sick in the fucking head that you're over there starting problems with an 8-month pregnant woman? Like, what the fuck is going through your fucking head? And so that happened, and my best friend started talking so much shit to her, because obviously I couldn't talk shit to her because I was pregnant. I couldn't do corajes, like I couldn't do anything because I didn't want to harm my son. So she started talking a lot of shit and talking about pinche pendeja, pinche puta, apenas te haces conmigo y ya estás embarazada. It's been over a year. What the fuck are you talking about? Like, I've been separated from your son for so long now. Like, I deserve to, you know, have a life of my own now. Have kids. Be away. Be happy. But yeah, that's the last time that I seen them, thankfully. Prior to that, I've seen them various different times, and I avoided the whole situation. So yeah. I forgot to mention one more thing. I think like a few weeks back too, he contacted me through Facebook Messenger, but obviously because I don't have him on Facebook, you know how it says confirm or decline, like I didn't confirm or anything, but he did message me. And the crazy part is that he messaged me like if we were friends. He messaged me like if he didn't do all the things that he did to me. Like, that's how you know when a person is as crazy as they are. They do what they do and then they act like it never happened. And it's like you really have issues. You really need to be locked up in a mental hospital, because you don't deserve to be out in this world. You really don't. Karma's a bitch, and karma will get him and all his family that was involved, his sisters, his mom, his dad, and him as well. Definitely him. But shit happens. And, well, you know, that's it. Okay, so before I end this video, please comment down below any other story times, any other videos that you guys want to see, as well as put a like in this video, subscribe, hit that notification bell so you can be able to get notified whenever I post new videos. I'm sorry it took so long to record this video, but I will be posting it hopefully tomorrow, because it is pretty late right now and I have to go take a shower and go to sleep. But I hope this answers a lot of you guys' questions on why I disappeared, why I didn't get to graduate. You know, it was senior year and I just disappeared. I went MIA. I stopped talking to everybody. That's why. I regret it so much, but things happen for a reason. Yes, I did graduate. Just whoever it's kind of like, well, did you graduate or did you drop out? Oh yeah, I did graduate. The reason why I talked about this video is because it's a very important topic, especially with everything going around right now with abortion laws and everything. No, I am not. Like, I'm not against abortions, but I'm not with abortions either. Everybody has a story. Everybody has a story on why they had an abortion. This was my story. There are so many people that go through so many things, and those poor kids do not deserve to be put into this world being in the life that they're gonna have. And you know, with a situation like that, it's okay. It's okay to have an abortion. Everybody has their reasons, and nobody should criticize anybody. Like, they just shouldn't. And for the people that have been abused, the people that have been beaten, the people that have been forced to stay quiet, you shouldn't stay quiet anymore. And if you ever need anybody to talk to, I'm here. I'm here for anybody. This was my story. And I'm not saying this story because I want to give pettiness or however you call it, porque te tengan lástima, but I'm saying this because I want to let anybody out there know that they're not alone. I'm here with them, and I would completely understand the situation that you guys are in. Don't stay quiet. Talk. Say something. Because saying something is going to help you one day not end up in a ditch.